I am Dr. Praveen V. Yadav from GSPM Nara Technical Campus. I am serving in this campus as a faculty of engineering chemistry since 2011. To the chemistry in engineering branch, it is always the chemistry that is having an applied based. Whatever we have done in your 11th, 12th standard, only its application is there in your engineering field. Now, different applications are there like water chemistry, electroanalytical techniques, polymers, then corrosion science. Out of that, I am going to teach water technology, and in that I am going to deal with hardness, definition of hardness, its types, and what are the means to remove the hardness of water, that is your temporary and permanent hardness. Coming to our topic, hardness, and what is the definition of hardness, students. So basically, what do you mean by hardness of water? It is nothing but hard water. The water that doesn't form lather with the soap solution is called as hard water, and it instead forms a scum or white precipitate with the sodium stearate. When we consider the soap, it is nothing but a sodium stearate or calcium stearate, and we add hard water to it. That is, for example, if it's calcium chloride, it reacts with it and sodium is replaced by calcium and we get calcium stearate. That is nothing but the scum or the white precipitate. So another definition of hardness is soap consuming capacity of water is also called as hardness. So now we'll see the types of hardness. So what are the types of hardness? It is nothing but your temporary hardness and primary hardness. So coming to the temporary hardness, what do you mean by temporary hardness? Why the word temporary hardness is there? It means that no scales are formed, so it is called as temporary hardness. So what is responsible for the temporary hardness? The hardness which is due to the presence of impurities in water, like impurities in water like calcium and magnesium ions, which are mostly responsible for hardness, and temporary hardness is due to your carbonates and bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium. And if we see, different ions are there, for example calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, these are the ions responsible for temporary hardness. How to remove this? It can be easily removed by simple boiling. If you boil, it is removed, and the filtrate what you get is free of all the temporary causing hardness salts. After heating, for example, if we take calcium bicarbonate, if we heat calcium bicarbonate, it gives on heating calcium carbonate, carbon dioxide plus water. And for second example, if we see magnesium bicarbonate, it on heating gives only magnesium hydroxide plus carbon dioxide is released. Both these ions, both these are precipitate, it can be easily filtered off, and filtrate that we get is free of temporary hardness. So this is regarding your temporary hardness. Now what do you mean by permanent hardness? So permanent hardness, it is due to the presence of sulfates, chlorides and nitrates of calcium and magnesium. So this is your permanent hardness. Why this word is there, permanent hardness? It is due to the presence of scales that is present in the water. And main peculiar thing of the permanent hardness is that you can't remove this by simple boiling. It has to be removed by chemical treatment methods like zeolite method, ion exchange method, and finally your soda lime method. So different methods are there. For example, first is your washing with a washing soda. So what is a washing soda? It is sodium carbonate, and when you add a calculated amount of sodium carbonate to your hard water, you get different precipitates of calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, and plus carbon dioxide is released, and this precipitate is insoluble. On filtration, you get a filtrate which is free of calcium causing hardness. So this is your regarding treating with your bicarbonate. Now the second method, if you are having permanent scales on a utensils, white hard precipitate, for example your utensils for the showers or any heat related apparatus is there, there you have the white precipitate, and this can be removed by the permanent hardness. This is your permanent hardness and it is removed by your washing soda. Now we have seen regarding the washing soda. Second method is regarding your Calgon conditioning. What do you mean by conditioning? Conditioning is that we convert the scales into the sludges which can be easily removed by the blow down operation. So Calgon is nothing but your hexametaphosphate which is treated with your hot water and the calcium ions are trapped and you get an anionic complex, and this is very useful to trap all the calcium magnesium ions in hot water, and when you filter this you get a filtrate which is free of all the permanent hardness causing ions. So this is very important. Second method that we have seen is Calgon conditioning. Now the third method is your zeolite process. Zeolite process, and the last is your ion exchange process. So what you actually do in your zeolite process? Zeolite is represented by NO2Z, and in this we use your synthetic zeolites for exchanging its sodium ions with the cations present in the hard water. Why we use this synthetic zeolites? Because it is very porous and it is having high exchange capacity with the ions present in the hard water. So what actually happens in that zeolite bed? You pour the hard water over the zeolite bed, so sodium ion exchanges with the positive ions present in the hard water and you get the sodium salt, and whatever water you get from the bottom is fully free of the positive ions, but it does not take care of the negative ions that is present in the water. So this is the main drawback of zeolite water, that it does not take care of the negatively charged ions, and it gives water of only 10 to 15 ppm pure, and it is used for the laundry purpose. And the last part is your ion exchange method. What is that ion exchange method? Ion exchange method is also called as deionization and demineralization process. In this process, what you actually do, you are having three columns. One is cation exchanger, another is your anion exchanger, and third is your degasifier. First you take the hard water, pour in the first column or chamber, that is hard water, it comes in contact with your cation exchanger. Cation exchanger, it is nothing but the resins having H plus ions for the combination with the cations present in the hard water. When it goes to the cation exchanger, all the H plus ions are replaced by your calcium magnesium ions present in the hard water, and the water that comes from the cation exchanger is your acidic water, and this acidic water is passed into the anion exchanger where it is treated with R-OH twice, that is basic ions that are replaced by your chloride, sulfate ions, and whatever water you get, it is free of the anions. So whatever anions and cations that come from cation and anion exchanger combine with each other to form the unionized water. Now such a water is passed through what? It is passed through your degasifier, in which all the dissolved gases like H2S, CO2, carbon dioxide are removed, and whatever water you get from the bottom is your ultra pure water of 0 to 1 ppm. For example, nowadays we get many examples are there in market. Kent is there, Aquaguard is there, that these are actually practical application where we get a pure water, and main advantage is that it takes care of both the ions present in water and useful, hygienic to drink such a water. Now we have a recap what we have done. We have done the definition of hardness. What is the definition of hard water? Water that doesn't form lather with the soap solution. And second, what do you mean by soap consuming capacity of water is also called as hard water. We have seen different types of hardness, that is temporary hardness and permanent hardness. We have seen what is the temporary hardness? Hardness caused by the calcium and magnesium ions. Then coming to your permanent hardness, these are caused by the sulfates and caused by the chlorides and sulfates of the calcium magnesium. We have seen different methods and how to tackle all these ions present in the water. So have you understood whatever we have seen regarding hardness, its types and methods to remove this hardness? Thank you very much.